Well, to be honest, I'm super excited because for me it's one of my dreams is to come to Japan, because it's one of those places that I really love. Since I was a child in Spain, we have been always watching all the cartoons, Japanese cartoons, and I'm a big fan of all of them. I'm a big fan of Japanese culture, and I love the food. I love everything related with Japan. So for me, it's very exciting to come, and I'm very glad that Naoto-san and Tetsuya-san invited me to Japan. And I think it's going to be an amazing experience, because I think that what I'm going to offer it's something really unique and very special, and I'm glad that all the Japanese people that will assist will enjoy it a lot. Well, one of the most interesting things about Richard Bandler has been always his ability, his skills to produce change through language. It's one of these things that he rarely talked about, but that everyone that is around him, including all the trainers, all the master trainers that we train with him, we know that he's exceptionally good with the way that he uses language to create change. But when you ask yourself how he is able to do all these things, the answer is not easy at all, because he rarely speaks about how he does all these changes. Obviously, he teaches in the Prague, he teaches in the Master Prague, trainers training, DHE, NHR, and when it comes to the specific secrets of his change, his language patterns for change, that's not so clear. I've been very, very lucky in my life, because I've been able to train with exceptional trainers, besides obviously John, Kathleen Laval, Richard Bandler himself, but with other trainers that they taught me a lot of, let's say, secrets about Richard Bandler's work, plus my own work. So I developed a way to be able to teach, to be able to train NLP practitioners, master practitioners and trainers in some of the linguistic patterns that make Richard Bandler be the change guru, let's say like that he is. So when we talk about the slate of mouth, it's something really interesting, because a slate of mouth it's a name that Robert Dills put to the patterns that he found in Richard Bandler when he was modeling Richard in the way that he was using language. The thing is that the Robert Dills' work is really good. At the same time, we can go farther, because by understanding the way that Richard Bandler thinks, we can understand why these patterns that Robert Dills found, they are so powerful, and how to make them even more powerful. So what I'm going to teach in this, going to be teaching in this workshop in Japan, is not just a slate of mouth patterns, they are very interesting, but all what is behind them to make them so powerful. And in the Robert Dills' book of A Slate of Mouth is not told. And I think that will add an increased value to all the things that you can know already about a slate of mouth patterns. Well, my personal story is very interesting. I guess that more or less everyone has his own story, and all of them, they are very interesting. Mine, it became when I was in the university, because I was studying civil engineering. I'm a civil engineer. I have a degree in the University of Civil Engineering. And in Barcelona, at least in Barcelona, but all around Spain, civil engineering is one of the hardest careers, courses that you can do. So for me, it was really difficult to finish my studies, because I was almost done, but I had a couple of subjects that I couldn't pass. So someone told me that that person knew someone else that was really good in helping people. I didn't know exactly what, how, but I was so desperate that I went, and that person obviously was teaching, was using to help people NLP, and I was so amazed by the results that obviously they helped me to finish my studies, but also it changed my whole life, I would say. and I began to study, and I was more and more interested. But one of the things that I found since the beginning is that with my mind, my engineer mind, I found NLP, or what I learned from NLP at the beginning, that it was a lot related with techniques and with, I would say even magic tricks. And in my mind of engineer, I really needed to understand the process. I needed to understand the structure of everything, to understand how NLP works. So for me, it wasn't enough to have a technique or to apply a rule or a general process that someone else was telling me. I needed to understand the mechanism of NLP. And I didn't find that in Spain. I had to travel around the world. I went to Mexico. There I met amazing trainers. I met Richard Bandler for the first time in Mexico. And then, after many years of studying NLP, it's when I began to understand how NLP really works in a way that I needed, that it was following the structure, understanding all the mechanisms and all the process of NLP. So then, when I was more or less sure that I could be able to train NLP in the way that I wanted, I began to train. My way of training is very different what is done, at least in Spain, because as I told you, in Spain, everything is about techniques and magic tricks. So my way to train is more based in the structure, I would say in the original NLP, when NLP was a lot about modeling, a lot about linguistics. So I began to train focusing modeling and focusing linguistics. So that was something that, when on one hand it was really from the beginning of NLP, because it was how NLP began, and on the other hand it was something very new in Spain, because nobody was doing that. So based in the fact that I was back to the beginning, to the origins of NLP, I began to have a different product in the market, something that caught the attention to one university in Spain. So thanks the fact that I was taking really seriously NLP and bringing it to professionals, because I began to use all my NLP knowledge to apply it to professionals in different I would say environments. One would be sales force, but also coaches, also therapists, but always focus in being very professional. So that helped me to begin to work with a university, to begin to work with really serious people, and at the same time, after I would say probably 5 years of working with the university, they offered me the possibility of being the director of my own university degree, master university degree in NLP applied for professionals. So for me, obviously, it was an honor, and I became the first NLP trainer to have or to be able to run and a master in a university, a master in NLP applied to professionals. So for me, that was an amazing opportunity. And talking about the NLP world and how is the NLP world nowadays, I would say that there are really good professionals around the world. The pity is that in Spain especially, people tend to train a lot more in techniques than in structure. And for me, that's a pity, because I think that you can have a lot more control about your skills, that you can be really a better professional if you focus yourself in developing skills and in developing the deep structure in NLP. Well, I would say that to every person that has learned NLP, maybe practitioner level, maybe master or even trainer, I would say that you have an opportunity to learn some skills that probably you will not be able to find anywhere else. And I'm not just saying marketing stuff, I really mean what I'm saying, because what you're going to learn in this workshop is how brain reasons, how to you can be able to understand how we organize the information in our brain, how we construct ideas in a way that makes sense for us, how we use, for example, all the examples, experiences to build more certainty in our beliefs. So with this information, what you're going to learn also a new way to understand the meta model, a comprehensive way to use the meta model, more strategic. And with all this information, what you're going to be able to do is, first of all, you will be able to explore more the inside world of ideas of a person. You will be able to also change ideas in the mind of people in a more sophisticated way, in a more elegant way, and also you will be able to use sleight of mouth patterns in a way that will allow you to create quick changes in people. But also, and because of all this training, you will be able to build new ideas in the mind of people. One of the things that Richard Barnard is so famous is because he not just challenges ideas, he doesn't just change ideas, but he built new resources inside the minds of his clients. So one of the things that we are going to work in this workshop is how to do that. But we cannot build anything if first we are not able to play, to understand how the brain works and how to change ideas in order to build new ones, more resourceful ones. So this is what you're going to find in this workshop. You're going to find really, really technical stuff, applied, practical, I would say even fun, but at the same time it will be a really powerful tool for you to be able to work if you are a salesman, if you are a coach, if you are a therapist, or you just want to increase your tools in the NLP world. So I just want to say that I really, really looking forward to see you in Japan in November. So please come and enjoy of this wonderful seminar with me. Thank you very much.